I say, here at Kajun Reseller, you give me an offer and I'll take it. You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let them have it with no problem. Let them have it with no problem.
Hello, 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 and good morning, everyone, on this bright and beautiful Tuesday morning. How is everybody doing this morning? First in the chat to get that 5 point today is a Yinzer Picker. Hello, hello, good morning, and welcome. Papa Smurf, hello, and welcome. Wendy, Lucky Charms, good morning, hello, and welcome. Everybody saying hello to each other. Let's see here. Mara, Buying Spaces, hello, good morning, and welcome. Jennifer in the house. Good morning, Jennifer. Hello, hello. Mimicking you by Silver. Hello, Amber. Hello, hello, hello. Pammy, hello, good morning, and welcome. Picky Nikki in the house. Hello, good morning, and welcome to you as well. Susanna's Chronicle. Hello, hello. Well, I'm going to keep on going right now because I did not hear from my guest today. I did send the link, but I haven't heard anything yet. I know he's been advertising it on his channel, so I'm not sure what's going on yet. Maybe still sleeping. Anywho, today's guest, I did put it in the description bar below. It would have been, he may still show up. I'm not sure. I didn't hear from him. And that is Prison to Prophet Dante. So I'm just waiting to hear from him. Star Stacker, how are you doing this morning, Mr. Mike? Nikki, everybody saying hello. Mark, I'm sorry. Country Bid, everybody saying hello. Good to see everyone. Yep, this morning I already had a good start. I basically went and brought my little girl, the Myrtle, to the vet. She was time for her regular checkup and her little vaccines and what they call that again, the leukemia shots and stuff that the cats have to take. So that's what they have going on. Yes, happy belated birthday. It was Susanna's birthday yesterday. I didn't see her in any chat, so she might have been doing like Aaron and didn't go online. So I'm not sure. But yeah, yes, was her birthday. Stephen, hello, good morning, and welcome to you as well. Let's see here. What else right here? Let me get the link in the chat. Let's open the chat to everyone in here. If you want to come on and talk about your channel, anything you have special going on, let me pin that. Also, don't forget, today is the Holla Dollar Money in Motion. I do have it on the Resellers YouTube channel content on Facebook. If you haven't joined us yet, there it is. You can also check out the brackets. Both bracket 1 and 2 for this round 4 is up and ready. I'll put it out Thursday evening or Friday morning, one of those, but it's there. Let's see here. Also, I'm looking for anyone who would be interested in being part of the new intro that I'm putting together for the new intro for when I hit 1K. There's the link to the original commercial where I got my little intro from, where when I keep saying hello, got the dollars, let them have it with no problem. That's the video that if you want to look at it, watch it, and you can send me a video clip of an MP4 file. You can pick anything you want. It does not matter. However you want to be as creative as you want to be, you're more than welcome. And then send me the link or the actual file. And then I'm going to be putting together a new intro. Good morning, Carol. She's in Virginia on vacation. I know I saw the picture on Facebook yesterday. You had the pool site. Join the pool. So I hope everybody's having a great day. Today, basically, I got a lot to get done for the week because we're leaving on Friday after the morning show. Also, if anybody knows of someone who's living, we're going to be stopping that Friday in Buffalo, New York for that afternoon of Friday. So if anybody lives in that area or the surrounding area, just reach out to me and maybe we can see about having dinner or get together for a little meetup or something. So I'm not sure who lives in that area, but that's where we headed. Emails, hello, good morning and welcome. James from Mexico. Hello, James. How are you doing? How was your lessons lately? I know you've been having some more Spanish lessons. Carol's channel. Cool. Yeah, she has the auction every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern on her channel. It's at 4 o'clock called the Sunday Fun Day. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do so. Let's see. I'm the Holy One, so I have to. Not sure what that means. I sent him. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I know he's been talking about it. He was excited about it Sunday when he was live. So, yeah. That's basically what I did this morning. I went to get some, bring my little girl to get her little shots and stuff. So she didn't like me this morning. She was mad at me. She's going to get her regular shots. Myrtle's going to be good and fine. I missed something somewhere. So what's everybody got planned for the day? Did I say hello to you, Miss Joyce? Hello, Miss Joyce. I don't know if I missed you or not. Lego Man of the Midwest, Mr. Brandon. How are you doing? Who is the guest? He's not here yet. Haven't heard from him yet. I subbed to you already. You go. It's waiting to hear from Prison of Prophet, Dante. Well, hello, Kayla. How are you doing? Treasure Noir. How are you doing? When's that first video? You have a schedule yet of when it's coming out? That was awesome. I laughed out loud for real. Mark has a video coming out today at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. Oh, I got to get a video out this week too. I have somebody to put together. Let's see here. I think I'm like 49, getting closer to the 1K. So it's getting there. I'm doing very good. I'm hoping to get it out on Friday. Oh, cool. I'm going to be looking forward to it. Yesterday's morning show was great. Tesla Picker is great to listen to. Yeah. I've been watching him when he first started. And then he got the big shout out from Lonnie because of the fact that his name of his show, the name of his channel, and he has been doing really well. If you haven't checked out his channels, he's even done videos when he was in Kosovo and when he travels with the kids. He does a lot with the kids. So yeah. There's Katie. Hello, Katie. Good morning. How are you doing, Katie Reed? Janine, hello, good morning, and welcome to you as well. Good morning, everyone. Miss Ivy and I had decided for the summer we will do auctions on my channel on Monday at 6 p.m. on Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Awesome. Yeah, that was a good little auction I had going on yesterday. I was trying to stay up and watch it, but I couldn't stay up too late last night. I just was fighting it, but yeah. It was not easy. Let me just say that. But I did. I stayed up, I think I went to bed about 8:30. I didn't go no more. No, but it was 9. Well, I'm lying. 9. So yeah, it was like 45 degrees this morning. It was nice outside this morning. I went to bring Myrtle to the vet. Got up to be 58 degrees. Good morning.
Good morning, Johnny.
How is it over in Mexico? Wait, you're back in your original background. What happened?
Yeah, internet's back. Well, I had to move one door over before
Right.
I made a term deal. They had rented this place for 4 days, so I moved over back over here. They left, and now I have to go to my new place on the 1st.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I go on Monday to sign the papers, get keys. Yeah.
So you're talking about your new house?
Right. Yep.
Okay, cool. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Although sitting out here early watching the channel 710 show out of Florida, and they had a couple of parrots flying over. Man, they are loud. Couldn't see what color they were, but cool.
Yenza, don't forget to put your link in the chat. He's going to be doing a sub count giveaway that ends this Saturday. You still have time.
Wendy?
So definitely put your link in the chat. Wendy says, my video today was about a huge find I got yesterday. Good morning, everyone, and let's welcome our guest this morning, Mr. Dante. Good morning, Tate.
What's going on?
Hey, dude, what's going on? Hey, I'm going to go ahead and jump off and let you showcase your guest stuff.
All right, thank you.
No, stay on.
Welcome, man.
He said, no, stay on. Let me just move y'all around. There you go. He jumps off.
You put me on real quick. No time.
He jumped off fast. Yeah. Good morning, Dana. So how you doing today? Bright and shiny Tuesday morning.
I lost my coffee. I'm looking for my coffee.
No, not the coffee.
I know, right? Good morning, man.
Go get your coffee.
Sorry, I'm rudely late. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna be all the way 100 and all the way honest with you. I was asleep.
I said he's probably still sleeping.
Yeah, I had thank God for my lovely lady because she was like, "You have a show you need to be on right now." I was like,
Jennifer said, "I sent you a message."
Yeah, I saw as I was getting ready, I saw like 5 messages. You're supposed to be on the show. I'm like, I'm so sorry. What had happened was I'm not even my camera. Thank you so much. My camera wasn't set up or anything, so
yeah,
I might have been on time, but
it's all good. You're here. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
it's understandable. It happens.
In my defense, I had a long day yesterday.
What kind of sourcing you went do yesterday?
Well, yesterday I really didn't do any sourcing.
Oh,
I just did a lot of work, a lot of listing. Like I did an Amazon shipment of a few orders, and then for me, Amazon, I had started a brand new Amazon account. So then they just changed how you send items into Amazon. So that was a fun learning experience for me yesterday. And then we listed a bunch of items last night on eBay, and just doing some work around the house. And just like literally yesterday my day was just packed editing videos. Right. So. And I didn't really go to bed until like around 1:30 or something like that. And then I was up at like 5 yesterday. So yeah, it was just a long day.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah. Dante was really excited about my safe cracking storage unit. Starbucks. Everybody saying hello and good morning.
Yes.
So yeah, I know you've been busy traveling the world a little while. So how was that for you? Because I know I did see your haul video where you were on the ground, sitting on your floor, kind of going through everything. And so how is that as far as your items that you found? Are you getting those listed right now? Is that what you're working on?
Yeah, that's exactly. So I haven't listed an item in roughly about a month, man. Before I went on my road trip, I stopped listing probably 4 days before I went. And then when I came back, I haven't listed anything besides some video games. I did go home for like a day and I listed like 10 video games. So besides that, I haven't listed anything.
Wow. That's unusual for you.
Yeah, I know. It really is. So, and it's crazy not listing like during that whole lull. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure I actually enjoy my time. Like that's the goal. I want to actually enjoy my time. I have enough items in my store. That's what I built this past 3 years to make sure that it can run on autopilot.
Right.
And amazingly, like this whole, like I said, I haven't listed in like 4 weeks and it's just like things are still selling, I'm still making sales. And so, but like I said, last night, I finally got back into it, got my little listing groove.
So Wendy has a question. Are you still doing your blessing boxes?
Yes, I plan on doing that again in a few weeks. I'm going back to fill all of those boxes up in about we're going to the reseller rally. So whenever the reseller rally is over with, I'll be doing the blessing boxes video again.
Oh, okay. Also I want to ask you, I know I've been hearing a lot of your videos and your lives when you're going on lives and stuff, and you did make some comments, and I want to kind of brush on that a little bit because I took your advice when you said, and I'm a quote, you need to unplug for at least an hour a day more than you usually do on YouTube.
Yeah, let's go.
Talk a little bit about that and why you made that comment, because I felt yesterday that I had to do that as well. And I found myself to get rejuvenated, and it works. And so talk a little bit about that and what was that about?
Honestly, it's because I watch a lot of YouTubers and I hear how they talk about how they just don't have enough time to accomplish something else. And what I also noticed, and this is, again, please nobody take shots. I'm trying to still see my cameras. But I noticed there's a lot of people who are resellers, and they spend a lot of time on YouTube, social media. They're constantly making posts all day long. They're constantly in somebody's chat. They're constantly doing lives. They're constantly just doing everything but, it seems like, being an actual reseller. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, everybody understands their own life. Everybody understands the bills that they have to pay, and they understand what they can do with their time. But I just figured if you could take an hour out of your day and leave social media alone, period, you can understand exactly how much time that you were probably wasting on social media and what you can actually get accomplished in that hour if you're not even focused on social media. Because even having social media on in the background while you're working can be a distraction. It really, really can. Like, I can't even live list online myself personally without it being a distraction, catching up with the chat and everything like that. Or even, I can't even really be like last night in Joey's live listings. Like, that was my first time really listing with another YouTuber. Mm-hmm. And even then, my concentration wasn't really where it needed to be just in listing, because I want to catch up with the chat. I hear my name. I want to respond to the comments. And that's taking time away from me actually doing something with the listing. So that's just...
Never covered it all in one. I'm not a reseller.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you one thing, she's got some great jewelry videos. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I know, again, and I heard you say that one day you went in someone's live. I want to say it was Leroy. You won his live with Leroy. Blood, Sweat, and Sales. Mm-hmm. I said it right today. I kept trying to remind myself to say it correctly. And you made that comment, and you know, it made me realize too, because I know I have a time schedule every day. I come in the eBay room. I do listen to some of a watch list that I have, like watch for the new videos that come out while I'm working, checking my eBay orders, putting all that pulled, just listening because it's a pre-recorded. But the hardest thing is sometimes, again, I do a lot of working and lurking in the chats, especially on the morning shows when I'm doing it, because for me, that's just some noise in here. I can sit here and listen to the TV, but to me, that's not, there's just too much bad news. So I'd rather have somebody listen to what they're doing. But at the same time, I'm not really tuning them out, but I'm not participating in the chat all the time. So it's kind of hard. And it's more of a getting in the groove of things. And once you get the hang of it, it can be done, but not all the time.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, because I do that too sometimes. And I've learned what I've learned is, like, I'll put one of y'all on in the background and I won't even comment. Like, I won't even say anything in the chat anymore, because it's going to start, hey, Dante, hey, Dante, hey, Dante. You know what I'm saying? And you have to respond to everybody who says hey to you. And again, there goes that my time is being taken away from doing something productive for myself. Right. I mean, and don't get me wrong, like, you can have YouTubers on in the background and be productive. That's just like saying me when I watch Sports Center all day. Like, I can't have that on in the background and still be productive. You can be productive, guys. So please don't take it like I'm saying you can't be productive. It's just like, you won't be as productive as you normally would be. Like that, and that's just facts. You can sit in a room full of silence and put a pile of work in front of you versus sitting in a room with entertainment and having that same pile of work in front of you. Guess which room is going to be completed faster? The room which you're in silence. So, I mean, that's just all that is.
For me, for some reason, if it's silent completely, I tend to want to doze off while I'm doing something.
I'll go crazy. I'll jump across the walls. I would want to get it done so fast. Yeah. Like, oh my God, it's silent. I want to get it done. I want to get it over with. So. Yeah.
And for me, I usually and this is the way I do my work for the day. I even start with the day before. Like, if I leave my room and I know I want to leave the office by 2:00, I already have my drafts ready for the next day. I already have pictures taken. That's all I got to do is basically go through it, cross my T's, dot my I's, that kind of thing. But for me, it took me a while to get into that groove. So it's not something that you can just do and think it's going to get to that where you want it. You have to work at it. And so it can be done. It's just hard. You just have time consuming. Yeah. I want to say hello to a few people. There's Paul, Value Reseller. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Iris. Good morning, welcome, and Justin. Flipping it out, and hello. Flipping. Paul says, Johnny knocking out of the park this week with guests. First Dave and Dante. Yes, I have plenty more to come. You just never know who it's going to be.
Let's go.
I'm trying. Yeah. You just don't know who can bring what to the table. For those who may not know who you are, go ahead. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think almost everybody here does know you. So that's the good thing about it. You just never know what's going to be brought to the table each day. Good morning, Sharon. Good to see you. Hello. And I got your message, and thank you for letting me know. Good to see each and every one of y'all. If you have any questions for Dante, go ahead and put it in the chat. Either put the word question mark in caps or just put Kajun Roots Reseller, and I'll be glad to get those answered for you. When did you actually, and I know if anyone has not watched your videos before, I actually had you recommended to me on my homepage one day. I came across your videos. And then, of course, when you first started, you were doing your past and how you got the name and that kind of stuff. And to me, even though it was I think you did that as a live. And for me, it was interesting to get to learn you about what you've come through in the past and where you're at today. What made you start doing online reselling and also your YouTube channel? Good morning, Bobby. Hello and welcome.
The reselling part, I just happened one day. I don't even know how I got into the reseller YouTube market. I was working a full-time job, making good money, came home lazy one day, and I was just watching YouTube videos. And I think it started out with like unboxing videos. Don't know how unboxing videos started being recommended to me, but they were. And they were just intriguing, seeing people pull out just random items. And then that one day, some guy named LeVar Abias got recommended to me, and he was an Amazon seller, strictly Amazon, and he would do retail arbitrage. He would go to Walmart and Goodwills and literally turn, you know how it is, you go buy something for low, turn it for high, but yet he would send it into Amazon, wouldn't have any of this inventory in his house, and that all intrigued me. Like, how is this guy really spending $3 and turning that into like $30 and $40? Like, I don't believe him. I want to go try. So that's how I initially got started in reselling, the reselling piece. And as far as YouTube, same thing with LeVar. Like, me and him, like, to me, he's like a like-minded individual because we kind of look alike. We're both skinny a little bit. Well, he was before he started doing all that workout stuff. We're both kind of skinny. So I was like, well, this guy, he showed me how to get on Amazon. Now I want to be able to like show people like this is really true. I didn't think it was true. So now that I know it's true, let me start recording myself. And again, it's just one of those things you do it to prove other people wrong, or that's why I started doing it. And then once you get a little traction, you're like, oh man, maybe I can actually be a YouTuber, and maybe I might get paid off this thing. So that's how it initially started.
Now, when you started doing the, I know you're talking about not doing more Amazon. Is it first that when you first started, it was always primary eBay, then you branched off to Amazon?
No, opposite. I did Amazon. Okay. I didn't do eBay until like about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Yeah, I was strictly Amazon for my first 2 years.
Okay. So are you more into FBA or MBA?
Oh, I've never done anything FBM. Never. Okay. Not one item. Yeah. So it's all FBA.
Cool. Passports and pizza pies. How are you doing this morning? Hey. Hello. Good to see you. And when you started doing this last trip thing you did with the different collaborating with other YouTubers, what made you do that trip the way you were doing the different trips that you were making? And how did that come about?
It initially started out with me just going to see Flippin' Eric, man. Not even gonna lie. I wanted to see Flippin' Eric and Derek from Fundamentals of Side Hustling. Those are like some of my close YouTube friends. We've been YouTube friends since when I had 200 subscribers. So I wanted to go see Eric. He lived in Utah, and me driving across the country. I mean, I figured I would run into other YouTubers, but also Kevin Commonwealth Picker, he sent me a message back in December saying that he wanted to meet me and wanted me to come to his shed because he saw my prison video as well. So when I told him I was going on this trip, we started going back and forth, and I was like, well, while I go on this trip, I'll just come see you as well. And then that turned into, he lived in Virginia and Utah. So I started messaging random people like, yo, I'm on this trip. If you happen to be where I'm going, then let me know. So that's when I ran into other resellers. Like pretty much everybody was pretty much on the fly. Like Blake, I knew I was going to meet Blake as well. Blake, Eric, and Derek are the only people I knew for a fact that I was going to meet.
Now, did you have to practice that one word you had a hard time saying in that one town you were in?
When Winnemucca?
Yeah.
When we used to love we changed the name. It's called whatever now.
Oh, okay. That was pretty funny. Hello, Craig. The Land Shark Picker. Good morning. Hello and welcome. And I really enjoyed all that. Good morning, Secrets of Wanderlust. How are you doing this morning? Good to see you. I still hate that I could not get off of work that day that Tate wanted a cheesesteak.
Hey, Paul. Hey, I'll be up there soon, Paul. Don't even worry about it because I'm a little bit closer now too. I have an excuse to come visit like all my northeastern reseller friends. So
Right. So, how much more are you into? Is it more just strictly Amazon more than eBay, or is it kind of equal, or more on the Amazon side now?
Now I would say it's 50-50 kind of sort of. It's pretty much I'll pick up an item and I'll scan Amazon. I always scan Amazon first. That's just always my go-to. But I will scan eBay as well, like immediately right after. Whichever one has a higher profit margin is which
Right.
one it goes to. But I try to get as many items into Amazon as possible, just because it's nice not having to hold the inventory yourself. I think that's
Right.
just like the main kicker. And then profit margins on Amazon is more profitable. Almost on 75% of the products out there, it's more profitable on Amazon. So that's the route.
Good morning, Roy. Horizon Picks. Good morning, hello, and welcome. If y'all have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. If there's anything you would like to know or anything that has to do with reselling or YouTube or whatever the case may be, go ahead and put it in the chat, and then we'll get that answered for you. And that way we can definitely take care of that for you. I did put this link in the chat for those who may not be subscribed. You can always check and make sure. Good to see each and every one of y'all every morning. So again, on your trip, I noticed you were doing a lot. Did you have a lot of storage room in your vehicle that you had all these items that you kept finding, or did you go back home within your trip cross country?
Oh, I took all that stuff back home. I was being very particular about the items that I was grabbing on the road trip. I knew that my SUV could only hold so much, and then I had all my clothes and stuff too. So, which is surprising because I grabbed to me, I felt like I grabbed a few items on the trip. I left some that I wish I would have grabbed too, especially in the beginning, because in the beginning I saw so many items. I'm like, man, I can't like really stuff my car. So I left a lot of stuff that I wish I would have grabbed. But for me, it was this experience about seeing, can I go anywhere and find profit? Like that was the main intriguing part to me. Like, can I go anywhere and meet all these people and prove that I can find profit no matter where I go or no matter who I'm with?
It was more of a big challenge for you.
Yeah, yes, most definitely.
Land Shark Picker has a question. How are the Tar Heels?
Yeah, Tar Heels.
Do next year in basketball.
Shout out Tar Heels. I think honestly, we'll be a top 15 team. I don't think we'll win the championship. I know we do have our recruiting class this year is pretty decent. Hopefully, I think we should have like a top 10 recruiting class this year. But I still think we'll be a top 15 team. Go Sports.
Cool. Secrets of the Wanderlust Reseller has a question. Are you concerned with all of the counterfeit claims that haven't been happening on Amazon?
I'm always concerned with Amazon. Every day I wake up, I'm nervous with Amazon. As an Amazon seller, I think that's just in us. We are naturally nervous about all the counterfeit claims and the IP claims, and you can't be selling my product claims and all that. But there are a few strategies out there that you can take to help you be more aware of those items that can help you get counterfeit claims and IP claims, which I actually recorded a video and I'm editing that video as we speak, and it will be coming out today. But anyway, yeah. So there's a way that you can kind of figure out what will give you the claims. It's not going to work 100% of the time, but it will give you a generalized idea because you can tell. I mean, you can get on the listing, see how many people are on the listing, see what company's on the listing, and kind of immediately tell, can I send this item to Amazon or not?
Okay. Good morning. Hello and welcome. Ella, how are you doing today? I have another question I need to get back to.
Beautiful Ella.
The question is from Lucky Charms Wendy. Of all the states that you traveled, which place did you find the best and the worst sourcing? Good morning, Emily.
Wow, that's a good question. So the best place I would say, wow. Okay. Colorado would probably be the best place just because I found like so many games there and I was by myself and that trip was completely, I just stopped randomly and I found so much stuff and I can just imagine, if I would have took my time and actually sourced Colorado, what could have happened. But Colorado seemed as if they had some pretty good items, but that was just a random thrift store as well. Oh, the worst place, Utah. Hands down, Utah is probably the worst just because of the thrifting opportunities that they had in Utah. Like the store that they had, I might have just been in a bad place in Utah where Flippin' Eric lives. They had good Lowe's clearance that I grabbed. I mean, I grabbed a bunch of items there. That's a good question. That is a really, really good question. Virginia was kind of hard to get items from. To answer that question, what I would say is different sourcing techniques and strategies. It would be harder to source in like Virginia and Utah because of the hours that you would have to put in to find items. So you would, instead of having a 4-hour workday, it would turn into like a 9-10-hour workday.
Right.
Versus here in Michigan or in South Carolina, my work day is only like 2 hours because I can go out, find profits like that. So I guess that's the best way.
So out of all the stuff you found, was there any one thing that you wish you would not have picked up, or is it all pretty good for what you have picked up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've been noticing that yeah, go ahead. I noticed when you were sourcing, you were very picky on what you found, what you bought.
Yeah.
Those are some of the books.
I shouldn't have picked this up. This book is called A Guide of Book United States Coins, 20th edition, 1967. I can sell it for a few dollars, but when I was checking comps, I saw a few that were worth like $50 and $60, but it just depends on which one of these coin books that you had. And it was $3 to fill up the whole bag. And there was like 2 or 3 books that I had that were profitable. So I went ahead and threw this in the bag anyway, just because I wasn't quite sure. And I hate because I'm the type of person, I'll sit and I'll focus on an item for like 15 minutes, man, to see if I want to buy it or not. I'm one of those people. So I just went ahead and threw it in the bag because I didn't want my OCD to kick in. And then this book too, same thing. It's missing this dust cover or dust jacket, however you say that. Babe, how you say that? Dust cover or jacket? It's
a dust jacket.
Yeah, so it's missing that dust jacket thing.
Yeah.
And it's called Honey Bunch. Her first trip to the woods. It's only worth like $8-9. I mean, I could sell it, but not. And then there is one more item that I grabbed that I kind of regret. I definitely regret.
James says there's probably about 30 to 40 publications of that one book alone.
Yes.
That's why you threw it over your shoulder.
Exactly. So
now my next question when sourcing, are you ever in the point where when you're looking at things when you're sourcing, do you have any worries of when you can't open, or do you bring tools with you if there's certain electronics that you need to check the battery compartment on? Do you ever do that and bring tools with you to check those kind of things, or do you just stay away from electronics?
That's a good idea because I don't do that. That's an amazing idea, though. Even like bringing batteries with you, like having like another set of AAA or AA batteries in your pocket to test out stuff. I think that's a great idea too. But no, I don't. I need to start bringing like those. I need to start bringing my my little
travel kit.
Yeah, because it has all the tools on there. That's a good idea.
The reason I was asking is because one day this was when I first moved here to Massachusetts. Get into the reselling, going into the sourcing, and I found one of these talking fish. The fish on the board looked brand new in the box. Looked like it was never open. It was in great condition, still screwed onto the wood on the cardboard. I get it home, not thinking, and then all of a sudden I open it up, and it was so corroded that I could not resell it. It was so bad that even everything. And I was watching a video one day, and somebody made a comment. These are the things you should bring with you when you go sourcing. Screwdriver, flattened Phillip, a flashlight, a magnet, batteries, different types of batteries, and put them in a backpack or a fanny pack. And so from that day on, I never, if I had my screwdrivers with me and batteries, I was not buying it because I learned my lesson on that one because it was cost for good money. I sourced it in the store, but when I got home, it was not even worth what I bought. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to ask you that question.
Those are annoying. I went to a estate sale the other day, and they had this can opener, this electric can opener, and it's worth like $100-something. And it said new on the box and everything. And I was like, okay, I just bought it. I mean, I didn't even open it. Like, I assumed it was new. It said new on the box. Got home, and it was slightly used. I mean, although it was slightly used, but once you take that value, you take the value down immediately once you plug something up. So it's like, that's probably my biggest regret because I paid $15 for it, and I'm only going to probably profit like around $9 now because it's used, but new, I would have profited like 40, 50 bucks. So,
well, thank you, Emily. And that's one thing about every day I have a different, everybody does something different. And then again, you just never know what the topic is going to be about. And again, I don't have any set questions. It's just I've watched a lot of the videos of people that are coming on this cast. And so that's where I'm getting my questions from, watching their videos. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll get to them as soon as I see them. When you go sourcing, for example, and do you practically just go to a particular sourcing honey hole, or is there any one particular place you'd rather go to than another?
It used to be bin stores. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'll tell before the bin stores opened, I was a Goodwill guy. Like, I would go to 7 Goodwills a day, and I loved it. Make that same little rotation, and then I would drop in like Ross's, Walmart's, everywhere. Like, if it's a store and it has a big brand and you can resell and has a clearance aisle, I'm there. Mom and pop shops, like everywhere. But once the bin stores came, that completely changed my strategy, where it was nothing but bin stores. I didn't need to go anywhere else because of the profit margins in the bin stores. It was guaranteed profit. It was new inventory weekly. Sometimes since we had like 17 bin stores in my area, I mean, the new items that were coming were on like 4 or 5 different days. So that was fresh inventory. And if anything about the bin stores, they have like $100 items in these bin stores. So I would just go early every morning to the brand new bin stores, walk in the bin store for about 10, 15, 20 minutes, walk out with like 20 items. Half of those items will be worth over 50 bucks. And then like a good 25% of those items will be worth over 100. 1 or 2 of those items might be worth like 200 bucks. Like, and that was consistently every week at the bin store. Like, I'm walking out with a few grand just in items from the bin store. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's nothing that can compare to a bin store. Like, I hear people out there trying to knock them and all this. There's nothing hands down that can compare to an Amazon returns bin store. No profit margin you're going to get. Like, it's just, they're bin stores, hands down.
I know I have said in the past, it's not for me. It's not for everyone. But I have to say, the one I did go to, again, I didn't go into the crowd because I was not used to it, of my first experience with it. I did go like around the sides where all the bins were just sitting there. And I was able to go through those with nobody around me because I get claustrophobic with that. But for me, I even got a lot of great things that I've sold and made great profit on. But I don't think I would ever say I won't go again, because Robert loves that kind of stuff. Him and his sisters, and we do plan on going to Illinois this week. And they love the bins. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to go, but I'm not going to be the part of that center where everybody's waiting in that line kind of thing. It's just not my thing. But again, you can make some great profit from it. So I'm not saying that I won't ever do it again. Anywho, from the time you first started sourcing, and I've been watching a lot of your videos from when you first started until now, what has been the biggest change from the way you sourced when you first started compared to now?
Probably pickier about items, maybe. I mean, I do way more research than I used to do. I don't know. I want to say the biggest change is just like I've learned. I mean, as a reseller, you learn daily. I mean, I learn every single day. I don't know nothing. I don't know it all. I will never claim to know it all. But the things that I do know about, I know about. So, yeah, I mean, I really don't change my strategy. How I source has changed. Like, I went from buying pallets to going to Walmart's to going to bin stores. Like, the strategies of how I source may change, but nothing else really changes by how I go about finding my products and picking the item that I want or anything. Especially like in the last 2 years. I think the last 2 years I've been very consistent with how I want to get my items, and that's about it.
I know from watching your videos before, I've noticed that now when watching your videos, you do tend to spend more time when you're sourcing something than when you did when you first started. Mm-hmm. That's why I asked you that, because I noticed that change within your videos as well. Now, as far as when you're sourcing, is there any particular ROI that you look for when you're sourcing that is the max that you will not buy anything below that max price to flip?
Okay, so in my resource and ventures, I've never spent more than $25 on a particular item. I try when it comes to profit margins. Okay, that has changed. That's a good thing. That has probably changed. In the beginning, I used to go to the dollar store and I used to pick up all the books and all whatever I could find in the dollar store. And your profit margins are usually only like $1 and $4. I would go to the dollar store and make them all day. But now I won't do that. For me, it's like a waste of my time. Only way that I will take that $1 to $4 profit margin if it came from like a fill a bag day. And that's a fill a bag day is if I find a bunch of items, I put them in one bag for one price. So if I could find some cheap items, that's the only way I'll like ship out an item and I'm only going to make $2 on it.
Right.
I don't do that anymore because I'm telling you, when I first started, my thing is percentages. I like percentages more than I like dollar amounts.
Right.
So if I can earn 100% on my money, that's what I'm going to do every time. That's how I look at it. So for me, when I was spending $1, that 100% is a bad thing for me because I'm a percentage guy. I'm looking at it, well, you're making 100% of your money, but you're only making $1, bro. You know what I'm saying? So now it's completely different. I'm trying to make at least $10, $15 every time I ship an item out.
Yeah. Justin has a question. Dante, do you like, and I want to say it's pronounced Meyer. I know it's
Myers.
Myers. I'll be
Myers, Justin.
Illinois, but we don't have any here, but I have been to them, and I just don't know how to pronounce it. And as it is, pop or soda?
Okay, first of all, Justin, like everybody in Michigan tells me, it's not Myers. It's Meyer.
Meyer, because there's no ER. You're right.
Yeah.
But he's spelled ERS. Yeah.
And then as far as, all I'm going to say is, if you look at the bottles on the sodas here, they say sodas. Yep. So it's clearly soda. Y'all go find you our burners right now, and it will say the soda family, not the pop family. And if you want to pop, go get you a Faygo, because a Faygo says that they are pops.
Yeah, you're right.
This argument is over with. I mean, there is no more argument. There's no more argument. You can't argue with the soda companies, guys.
That's right.
You're arguing with the companies.
And of course, we have here Tesla Picker. He was our guest yesterday. Good morning, Dave. Good to see you. He says, "What's up, Dante?"
What's up, Dave? Probably see him at the reseller rally. I'm sure he's going.
He said he was going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Horizon Picks has where am I?
Still don't have a hotel or nothing.
The chat flew. Oh, here we go. All right, here I am. Oh, that chat flew. Good morning, Flipping Biddies. How are you doing this morning? Good to see you, James. Everybody's talking to James. Just seeing if there's any questions. If you have any, just put them in the chat for me, please. What's for breakfast? Salted caramel ice cream espresso. Lord Jesus. The diabetic waiting to happen. What is that?
A caramel crunch.
Oh, cool.
I think it's good. Ever since I tried one, I'm addicted. I can't get away from
them. One thing about buying storage units, you never ever need to source outside of the storage units. Buying provides everything. You're right about that.
It's a lot of work.
The bad and the ugly.
A lot of work that goes in the storage units.
Yeah, it is. Good morning, Pam. How are you doing? Stitched up. Good to see you. Here we go. Tesla, good morning. Enjoying your interview yesterday. What's up? Good to see you, Dave. Let's see. Going through and make sure I get any questions that you have.
That's a whole lot snitch.
What?
That's a whole lot snitch or stitch. That's a whole lot snitch.
Stitch. That's Pam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
It's pop.
Oh my God. No, it's not.
Emily said it's soda all day. My big deal is inventory turn. Yeah, you're right about when you got all those. Pop, Dante, the grocery store ally say, Pop, love you so much. He had to leave from it. Let's get him back.
So,
okay.
I'm going to need y'all to read that. It says, the original ginger soda. Soda. I'm in Michigan. I'm in your town. Y'all call it soda. So this is a soda. Conversation over with.
It just says pop. Justin says, Dante, the grocery store aisle say pop. Love you so much.
I have never seen that yet. If I ever see that, that's going to be an instant.
I know here the signs at the top say soda on the aisle. I just went there this morning, so yeah. Pop-up for small college figures, soda carbonated with flavored drink.
Thank you.
What has been your Yenzer has a question for you. What has been your best flip?
Wow. I'll say when I hear this question, it's hard for me now. Just for the simple fact that the bins provide so many profitable flips. Okay, so here's how I'll break that down. I'll just say my top 3. Once I went to Goodwill, I found the ship clock. It's like an old ship clock. I even have a video about this. It's in my one of my first 2 YouTube videos ever. I found the ship clock. I found it for $15 in Goodwill. It sold for like $300 and something. In the bin stores one day, we found this gun. It's like a air pistol gun, but it's like one of the high dollar air pistols. I sold it for $420 something. Wow. And yeah, that was a nice one. That was a real nice one. And then one day I found like this box and it had a bunch of stamps in it. And this is before I told all of my people about stamps in the bins, but I found this box worth of stamps and I probably made like over $500 or $600 just on that box of stamps by itself.
Wow.
So,
we have a conversation coming back. Katie came in and said, wait, I missed the pop conversation.
You can't miss the pop conversation because there's no such thing as pop.
Kay again is at 6 away from 700. Y'all, let's get her back. I don't know what's going on with the subs. She has been over 700 back and forth. If y'all haven't subbed to her, go check and see if you open her channel link and it's red, turn it gray because that means that somehow you lost the sub on her. Let's get her back over to 700. She definitely deserves it. I need to defend myself, Katie says.
Katie.
Smash that thumb. It is up. Smash it. It is free. I'm 65 years old. Storage units aren't that hard. Yeah, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, but I say young people don't like to work. That's why.
Hey, Katie, it's Pop. Help me out here.
She's already lost. She understands.
Don't listen to him.
The bottle says soda. Every time she knows all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do every time. It says soda.
Let's see here. Favorite Venners is my what is that? Venners? Right, Vernors, that's the name of the drink. Okay. Yeah. That's ginger ale?
Yep.
Oh, I love ginger ale.
It's a good soda.
Let's see here. I'm in Ohio, and it is Pop. Well, hello, Kristen. Hello, good morning, and welcome.
Are those Coke?
Coke people are straight up hostile. Yes, they are now, after this conversation.
I know, right?
Oh, yes, indeed. I'm in New York. In New York, it's soda. There you go. Bang clock I bought, it was broken for $4 and sold it for $1,600. Wow.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about.
For mine. And then I was like a beginning reseller too, so I probably could have got more for mine because I think like I saw comps. I think I sold mine for like $300 and some change, very close to $400. But I think I saw comps for like $500. And some, when you're a reseller, and sometimes we see like crazy comps, we're like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and just lower my price. I shouldn't have did it. I probably could have got probably $600 for it because it was really
hello
nice.
And welcome, Celestine in the house saying hello, Dante.
Hey, Celestine.
Ginger is the bomb. Only soda. I love ginger ale.
It is the bomb.
And everywhere I go, if I can't find anything other than like zero or the ginger ale, I get that.
Real work equals side hustle pop. Side hustle equals pop. That's funny.
I get anything wrong. Can live without them saying it wrong. See, soda pop people just pick what they want. That's true.
That's
I guess
true.
It depends on, yeah, too. Because I know when I was growing up, my grandmother, it was the they called it Pop Rouge. It was the red soda, and that's all she would love. That's all we had in, like when we had ice cream, like when they made the ice cream floats, we used that as our ice cream float. Talk about good besides root beer. Yeah. But you had to be there to crank that ice cream machine before you got your serving of ice cream. You didn't turn it, you didn't earn it.
Problems they used to have back in the day.
And then like today, you're right about that. Look what I started. Yeah, you did. You did. That's true. Did. Now, let me ask you this. As far as when you've been, when you list your items, at any given time you list, and something sells really fast, do you have that regret of thinking maybe I should have listed it higher, or thinking that you might have listed it too low if it sells too fast?
I think every reseller has that, but I used to, but not no more. Now I just say, okay, I found a really good item. That's how I look at it. That's how I I made really fast profit and I found a really good item. That's just how I look
Yeah.
at it. I mean, because you can't look at it like, oh, I should have raised my prices or, oh, I priced it too low. If you priced it too low, then your profit margin would have said that you priced it too low. Think about it like that. So if you price an item, you already determined before you bought the item what you might have priced it at anyway. So once you price it at what you think you want to price it at, don't get mad because it's sold.
Exactly.
It should be mission accomplished instead of, oh man, woe was me. I should have made $5 more.
Yeah.
No, you sold that item. So be happy.
And that's the way I look at it too, because sometimes I'll sit there and I'm like you as far as taking a lot of time researching things. And what I get that burns my chaps is when I'm in somebody's live or watching their videos, and they always say that it's going for this, and they're showing you on their phone, and it's what's listed, not what's sold. And I'm always screaming at the chat, look at what's sold.
Look at what's sold.
Yeah. Again, you can look at that all day long. That's what they're asking for. That's not what they sold it for. And so a lot of these people that I'm watching their videos, it's like, wow. And I don't want to. Sometimes I do make a comment in their chat about it, but I don't want to put them out on the spot. So if there's a way I can message them separately, I will do that because I don't want to hurt their feelings or get something going in their chat. It is their video out of respect. But a lot of times, a lot of people are doing that, and it's not right because you want to check what's sold and get a good number on it, because then you can work the numbers around it and see what's sold. And then again, go to see what's listed and work around those. If you want to go under someone and cut somebody, that's fine. But yeah, that's how I look at it. And I don't have a problem. And what is your percentage rate? Like if you want to sell something, what is your percentage rate you basically look at that you want to make per item?
Oh man, I want to make
you base it on a percentage rate.
100%. I want to make 100% on almost everything. But that goes back to I only spend like around $20, around 20. Okay, put it this way. If I spend more than $10, I will drop that to like around, as long as I'm making 60% on my money, I'm happy. If I'm spending $1 or $2, I'm making 40%, I'm happy. And if I'm spending $1, I don't want to make 20%. I need to make about 500%. So, but that's.
Let's see. I heard bread and butter. That's another thing I have to ask you about because I hear this a lot. I had a bread and butter item that's set for a year, relisted at a higher, used the keywords, and it sold within 4 hours. That's very important when listing something. You want to make sure those keywords are in your first few words of your listing. This thing about bread and butter, what is your outtake on this bread and butter phrase that a lot of people use?
To me, that's like when people be like bolos. It's like there's no such thing as a bolo. And when I say that, people are like, what? But
I've heard you
need to be on the lookout for everything. like you need to oh man. I don't even know how to answer that question because I don't have that mind frame. So
that's okay. You don't have to.
Yeah. Bread and butter. Let's see. Bread and butter items are any item that's profit. Bread and butter items are, I don't know how to example. For me, like my bread and butter items may be completely different from somebody else. Like me, bread and butter are board games. If I see board games and they're sealed, I know they're bread and butter. I know they're going to sell. I know, like, don't care what the board game is. If it's sealed, it's going to sell. Bread and butter items are like certain collectibles, certain items, certain like wrestling figures are bread and butter. But bread and butter is so widespread that I can't sit because when I see people like say bolos and bread and butter, that gets you in the mind track. Okay, now I got to focus on those items and those items only. So then you won't focus on like the other items that are also bolos that nobody else is talking about. Because what is a bolo? Bolo is only what's a bolo to you. You found an item. Now you want to tell everybody else to look out for this item. That might be the only item in America that you just happen to find in that thrift store. It's not a bolo for everybody. It's just an item that you happen to find. I mean, I don't know.
Because I noticed one thing too when I'm watching a lot of different videos here and there. It's amazing how, for example, you may be on the East Coast and you find something that's a bolo for you, but on the West Coast it ain't gonna happen because it ain't selling. Again, it depends on what you can find. You may not even be able to find that particular item. So my profit margin is always 100%. And the same with me. When I list something, say I bought it for $10, I'm looking at making no less than $20 in profit plus my money back. So I'm looking at about $30 for an item. So that's what I usually do. And I stick to items that are still new in package, never been opened, and still sealed, because I find I have a better return rate than something that is used or a game. Now, don't get me wrong, I have picked up a few games that were open, but I sat there and had to make sure every piece was there. And so that's another thing you got to think of. Is it worth your time to buy something that's open and used, to sit there and count it for your inventory? Is it going to be the same return as something new and sealed? So that's the way I do it. Bread and butter is a way overused like Ebola. Exactly. And I hear that a lot, but I don't
Emily said bread and butter. It's widespread. I love the pun.
Regular as a clock. That's right. As long as you can pay your bills, you're right about that. The only used bread and butter with mall brand clothing to sell consistently for certain amounts. Cool. Cash cow. Widespread. I love that one.
Yeah, that's amazing.
All right, Dante, here's a question from Wendy. Are you coming to Tampa? Also, what is your biggest lesson you've learned as a reseller and a YouTuber?
Yes, I am coming to Tampa. I'm coming to Florida, and like I keep telling Joey and them I'm coming, but it keeps getting delayed. But I'm really coming after the convention. I'll be in Florida, and I'm taking my second road trip too, so I'll probably hit a few other states. But yeah. But as far as my biggest something as a reseller and a YouTuber, my biggest hesitation or fear, not fear, but regret. What was it? Something I didn't like as a reseller or YouTuber.
Oh, the question, it says, what is the biggest lesson you learned as a reseller and a YouTuber?
Okay, so the reseller one, the biggest lesson I learned is don't buy everything that you see. And shipping can cost you. I think those are the two things I learned as a reseller. Be careful with shipping items, and please don't be like me and buy that item for $7 and think you about to make $100, and then you ship it and you realize it costs $50 to ship this heavy old item, and that's all my profit. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing in the reselling. And then as far as the YouTube, man, I hate to like turn this negatively, but the thing I learned in the YouTube community is everybody's not your friend. Everybody will use you. YouTubers are exactly that. There are people who are trying to be YouTubers and they don't care about you at the end of the day. And that's the sad truth. Yeah, that's what I learned about YouTube. I don't have any friends in YouTube.
And the Jarhead Entrepreneur says, I'm a prophet. My profit is a profit type of guy. And that's the same thing I am. I'll look at it this way. If I have a sale and if I say bought it for $5 and I made way more than that, to me, a sale is a sale. I'm blessed to have any sale. But again, I don't go down too low. If somebody sends me offers, I still look at, because in the SKU number of my listings, I always put where I got it from and abbreviated, where I got it from and how much I paid for it. Because that way I'm the only one that sees that. And again, that way when I sold something and somebody sends me an offer, I know that I with my amount that I want to go down to make sure I still get my profit won't cut into my profit. So that's why I do that, and I use that faithfully for that reason.
Liars, fakes, and crackheads. Oh my!
I have been brainwashed by reseller communities to use them terms. Don't like that. Exactly. I don't use them. I just never really knew why they use that phrase and that terms. I've never used them. So, hello, Miss Taffy. How are you doing? I already saw you hello in the chat, but I want to tell you that in here. I'm trying to get caught up on these because when it flies, it flies. I already have my minds already. YouTube reseller. Emily, everybody saying hello, Paul. Let's see here. Bread and butter is as easy as selling similar. Snap, peak. You're right about that too. Everyone's got their own terms. Espresso ice cream, yum. One of these days you're gonna come on the camera and you're gonna be way bigger than the camera, James. Just saying that the bread and butter items that just does not sound right. I don't like, and I'm the same way. I don't use it. I just figured I'd ask because I saw it in the chat. You just never know. Everybody's saying hello to each other. If you have any questions for Dante, go ahead and put it in the chat. If you ever, like when you go on sourcing, you have something in mind, and I hear a lot of people say different things about this. if the grail, the holy grail item that you wish you would be able to find, what would it be?
Profit. No. Again, that's just one. Okay. I was about to lie. I would love to find NCAA 14, even though it's not like, for me, I find items that's more profitable than NCAA 14 on a regular basis. But it's just something about, I want to be able to find NCAA 14 in the wild. Like, why can't I find it? I want to find it. So yeah, that's probably the holy grail in my eyes.
Right. Yeah. One thing I've learned with YouTube when I first started, again, you have to think of what you want to use the platform for. And for me, my goal was to help others. If I can help one person a day, I've accomplished what I wanted to do. And again, everybody does it differently. Everybody has their own reasons. And again, there are some people who like to be a stalker and can't get away. You can't get away from them. And then there's that little thing you can block. Then they still come back and use different names, so you get to know who they are. But again, it's not something that you cannot please everyone. And then, like I always say in the morning show, my opinions and Dante's opinions and everyone else's opinions are so different. It doesn't mean they're right or they're wrong. The thing about it is, as long as we can agree to disagree, by the end of the day, we're still friends. We still chat with each other. That's what matters. And we all need to agree to disagree. Some YouTubers make a living. And again, I'm having fun with it. And the day that I stop having fun is the day I'm going to get off the YouTube platform, period. But I'm always making sure I'm having fun every day and making somebody laugh, making somebody happy. Reseller, become a YouTuber, and make what you got right there.
Shout out to Tommy. I won something off his live one day.
The other night, I did too.
The Paper Mario Color Splash for the Wii.
Yeah.
And it just sold for like $55.
Wow. That is awesome.
50. And that's one of those items that you're going to say, did I list this for too cheap? Because I literally just listed it. And it sold for $55.55. And there was a sold comp for $80, but the rest of the sold comps for $39. So who won? Did I win or did they win?
And again, you got it for free, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Like Dina says, free is for me. That's a little motto. Good morning, Glenn. How are you doing this morning? Dante inspired me to give back. I made a video a few weeks ago and donated a bunch of toys. Yes, I love that video. That's one thing I have to ask you too about that, because I did see, and since then I've been on my mind, where can I find these food pantries? Because you did that video on the challenge on giving back to the community on these food pantries. Talk a little bit about that and what got you inspired to do that.
Man, that to me is my best video to date, man. And people don't like that video, or the YouTube don't like it. I love that. I love that video, man. And I love the fact of how people responded to the video who actually watched that video. Like, I've gotten, and still to this day will receive messages when people find that video. They'll send me pictures of the blessing boxes that they found in their area. They show me that they've gone to fill up their blessing boxes. Like, to me, that video has done so much besides like my prison video impacting other lives. Right. So that is why that video means so much to me. How I discovered it is, so y'all know me, or if you don't know me or anything about my channel, one of the very things I like to end my videos on is saying, I need y'all to bless somebody today, because I promise you I'm gonna bless somebody tomorrow. And to me, like, I really do live that. I try to bless as many people as I can on a daily basis. So one day I was looking to go donate some food to a food pantry, like a real food pantry. And I was just Googling food pantries in my area. And it was kind of later in the day, I want to say it was like around 4 or 5 o'clock. So all the other ones that were either closing or they were too far for me to kind of drive. And then I saw one that was close to my area, and it was like little box of blessings. So to me, I thought it was like just the name of a nonprofit or something that I was going to. Right. But I pulled up and it was like literally this little box, and it was like, please leave food, take what you need. And how did they say it? Please take what you need and leave what you can, or something like that, or something like that. Yeah. So I saw that and I was just like, man, like instantly in my, sometimes I don't know what y'all believe in, universe, God, whatever, but sometimes we get this intuition, our self-intuition that tells us we need to do more. So just me seeing that box, I was like, man, there's something that I can do, I don't know what I can do, but there's something I can do. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to fill them up. I ended up Googling like the blessing box, and there was like several in my area. So I was like, you know what? I just want to fill all of them up. And that's just pretty literally how the idea came up and everything. Like, I was like, you know what? if these box, and then another thing, when I was at the blessing box the first time, like a car pulled up and you saw other people like actually getting out, donating food, and actually some other car came and took food. So when you see stuff like that, you know people are actually utilizing it, and it's actually going to be helpful for other people. And you know, a lot of people don't like to go to church to ask for handouts or go to homeless shelters or these food banks and really ask for handouts. People are embarrassed to do that sometimes, or people, you know, are in situations where they just don't want to do that. So when these boxes are convenient for them, they can just go up there and just grab stuff. I mean, I think that's, and then in my area, there's homelessness isn't like rampant or anything, but there are people who are homeless, and it's just convenient, man. I just thought it was an amazing thing. Amazing.
Horizon Pigs has a good point too. Kill them with kindness. When, you go, Dante. And the best thing about killing them with kindness, again, it goes back with the things that are like some people have problems with others on YouTube and things like that. And it's always that little phrase that I always remember when I was growing up. My dad always would say, "Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer." Always kill them with kindness, because you just never know what kind of day they're having. You just never know who you're going to touch in any kind of way when it comes to a kind word, things like that. Wendy says, I sent a photo from the blessing boxes. I made a challenge video. And that's where I remember you were waiting to put something in there, and you had to park a little way because of the fact you had to fill it because somebody was there already. So I did remember that video. Kathy does that too. Just Me Kathy. That's one thing that I enjoy watching her videos, because even after a particular holiday, or even after the different seasons, she goes to these dumpsters and she finds more every time she goes, on candy, food, snacks, drinks, women's makeup and things for women. And she takes them, donates them to the different boxes in her neighborhood. But she also takes them and goes to the women's shelter and brings things there. So when she finds those things in those dumpsters, she's always filling those boxes up. And then she overfills it so much that, like the water, she even puts below the box for people to take. So that's one thing you might want to check out, is if y'all haven't checked out Just Me Kathy's videos, because that's something she does a lot with. I love to see when people give back and bless others. Exactly. That was another thing I noticed in some of your videos when you were doing, you're traveling around the world, across country. You also did that a couple of times when you did the game. Somebody blessed you with a game. Talk about that one.
Oh, talking about cheap finds and gold mines, Amy and Corbin.
Yeah.
Yes. They didn't even know this, which I thought they knew, but they didn't. In like one of my previous lives, I was like, I want every game system. I want an Xbox. And literally when I met AB and Corbin, they was like, hey man, we'll give you this Xbox. So
and then they waited to the end of the video to give it to you.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was nice. And I get blessed like every day. Like even the days I don't say I'm blessed. Like I know it. I know I get blessed every day. So again, that's why I need to go ahead and put that energy back out that I can, when I can, to bless others. And don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm out here, you get blessed, you get blessed, you get blessed. No, it's not like that. But if I have the ability, you know, and if it touches my heart, if I'm out somewhere, and we all know, I mean, it happens to us all. All of us gets that feeling where we look at somebody and say, what can I do for this person? Like, it happens.
Can you just put a link in the chat for the pantry? There's actually a map that you can find in your area, and there's the link. Check it out.
Thank you.
For me, the funniest thing is one day, this was like after the pandemic had started, and all the cops and the police force here are doing their extra work and things or whatever. I went, of course, when at the time that the pandemic started, you can only place orders to pick up or delivery. And this one particular place we go to, there's a little mom and pop little pizza place. And I went in, and usually no matter where I'm at, even in a drive-thru, I do this. Where if I'm there and I go to pay for my meal, and I know usually when you place your order, you don't have to pay till you get, if you walk in, you place your order and you pay for it when it's done. Well, I went in, and this cop was sitting on the side, and you can tell he was getting his lunch. It was during lunchtime. And so I got my items that I phoned in, and at the same time, I paid for his meal. And his comment was not, thank you, but you don't have to do that. I can pay for it myself. That's not the point. Thank you for your service.
Mm-hmm.
And his face just dropped, like, that's why I'm doing it. Thank you for your service. I'm not doing it any other reason. And so it made him think a little bit. And it's like, wow, no one's ever done that before. Well, just that little thing can go a long way with somebody when they're not having a good day, because you're telling his face he wasn't having a good day.
And it really can, man. And I've done, I was about to say, this is about to sound cocky. I hate when I make statements because I don't like talking about myself either. But when you bless so many people, like the different responses that you get is so funny, man. Like you said, some people like, I don't need that. I didn't ask for that. I don't want it. Yeah. Or some people will straight up fight you for you not to help bless them. Some people are just so accepting. Some people like it's never happened to them before. But you know what you're doing when you bless other people? Like you're opening their eyes to like the possibilities of, wow, this world is so much better. And like, even I'm about to bring race up. I'm sorry. Like even as a black man, I bless everybody. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what color you are, because I know everybody's like, you can focus more on your community, but I don't want to do, I mean, I do focus on my community as well, but I want to focus on everybody because of the lives that you can impact. You know how many older Caucasians that I have blessed that they looked at me differently, or not only me, but looked at my entire race differently now? Because I mean, just small things like that, like it really can be impactful. Wow, this young African-American gentleman paid for my meal. They're all not so bad. Like even small statements like that, you know, like it can help somebody. Like you said, that cop might have been having a bad freaking day.
Yep.
You helped him. He could have just did a high speed chase. You know what I'm saying? You never know what it could have happened.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that small meal that you paid for him made his whole life. Like small little impacts like that, man.
I'm in a drive, even when I go through a drive-through, especially when I see a car behind me, because around here we don't go into restaurants; they're still not open yet. They're just gradually starting to open. If I go through a drive-through and I see a car behind me, especially with kids hopping and jumping all over the place, when I get to that window and I'll make my order, and then I go to get that window to pay, and I see that they finished their order and they're right behind me, I'll automatically say, I want to pay for their tab. And it's amazing how sometimes you get them come driving right next to you. Well, thank you so much. That's not why I'm just doing it just to help. You just never know who you're going to touch that day. And you can tell she was not having a good day. And the kids were all over the place. And so I love doing that as well. And it's, you know when it's right, when it's on your heart and you say, okay, let me just do it. Yeah. And it's not to get praises from it. It's just a matter of doing a free act of kindness to someone every day. No matter what it is, as small or as large as you think it may be, it can touch someone's heart. And you never know. You just never know.
Fun fact, I tried to pay for people's meals before behind me, like in drive-through lines, and it'd be so cheap. I'd be like, why did I even do that? It'd be like $1. Like the other day I did, it was $1.05. I was like, what did they order that was $1.05? Matter of fact, make me pay for their own meal. It's crazy.
I've had that happen before too. So yeah, it does happen. I just don't understand why people have to segregate. And I hate that. I really, there's nothing I don't hate, to the point where it's just, I don't understand it. Why? I was brought up to where there is no such thing as color. We all breathe the same air. We both all put our pants on the same way. It's just that it is a part of life that we're still dealing with today, and I just don't understand it.
Once I learned that we're going to disagree on everything, no matter what, then I learned that I can kind of like slowly put the race portion kind of in the back of my mind a little bit, just because there's black people who I don't get along with. We disagree about the color of the sky, or which cigarette is better, or which basketball player is better, or like people really hate each other for more than reasons than behind race. And once we can like look at it like that, it makes it a little bit easier.
He says it was probably me. I got a drink that day. Good morning, Maggie. How are you doing this morning? Good to see you. I often go through McDonald's drive-through and just get a sweet tea. Yep.
They got banging sweet tea. They got the best sweet tea on the market.
That is a very deep topic. And that is so true. And it's just a matter of things that we have to deal with today. And it's so sad to see it still happening. And that's one thing I do not understand, and I just don't get part of it. I don't want to be part of it because it's just not me. Let's get Kate back to 700. There's the link. Let's see if you're still subscribed. Let's see if it's red. If it is, that means you lost the subscription. Turn it gray.
Let me make sure I'm following her too. You talking about I'm following her.
Passports and Pizza Pie.
Oh yeah, I'm following her.
And again, I always like to check whenever it puts links in the chat, because you just never know if you lose the subscribe on their channel, and that's why I do that. And it's so good to have everybody drop your links in the chat. If you have any questions for Dante, please put them in the chat. If you want to put them in capital letters, or put at Kajun Roots, and that way I'll see it because it'll highlight it on my end. I'll be glad to answer it for you.
I have another complaint.
Yeah, go ahead.
Whoever just talked about tea reminded me of this. So the other day I went to this restaurant and I was like, can I get a tea, please? They brought me a tea and it had no sugar in it.
What?
Yeah, I was like, what is going on with these people?
Yinzer says Michigan or Michigan State?
Michigan. Let's go blue. I'm a Charles Woodson fan, if that helps you out at all.
Please ask the meaning behind his. Okay, let me get to that question. I just saw it. Susanna's link. There's her link. Where did it go? Oh,
you do see people of color.
I see it. Okay.
You see I'm black, and you see he's not black.
What was the reason behind the meaning of your channel name? And he's got a video on that too. So go ahead.
I was bored one day, and I thought it would be cool. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's literally my story, how I went from prison to profit. Like, it's literally, I did 10 years in prison. I do have a video on that on my channel, so I will have a little cheap plug. Please go watch that video. It could kind of break everything down for you, and a little bit of maybe the long version of why I went to prison. But to me, it kind of gives everybody a little bit of insight, not only who I am, but my story of why I went to prison too, and the meaning of my channel of how I went from prison. And I'm now trying to search for profits legally any way that I can. And not only just because my channel is called Prison to Profit, I want my meanings to know, like, guys, I came from prison to profit. That means you can come from any background to your profit. Single mother to profit, junkie to profit. Like, you can be whatever you want to be and take it to profit. So that's where my name pretty much came from.
And I have to say, you have to go watch the video because it is a long video. But I guarantee you, when I first watched it, I sat there and I didn't do nothing. I didn't list, I didn't pictures, or nothing. I stood there and I watched the whole video. And that's what made me have more respect for him, because he did take the time to talk about it in the video. So if you haven't watched it, definitely go check it out. I'd be disappointed. And again, it makes you think. And I know sometimes somebody says, well, if I can do it, you can do it, kind of phrase. Well, he actually covers it in that video. So definitely check it out. It's more of a testimony. Exactly. Some of my best friends have been in prison. And again, you just never know who you're going to minister to in any kind of way when it comes from in his situation and what he was going through. And again, it makes you think, don't judge anybody, because you just never know what they've been through, and it could be somebody's out there going through something worse than you are. Not to say you don't have a problem or going through something that's not important. It's just that there are people who are going through things worse than you at that time. Blessing to you. I watched the video. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. Is there any, and I don't want to take too much more of your time, because I know you've been very busy with listing and all your sourcing and things like that. But again, I want to thank you for agreeing to come on. And it's an honor to have you here, because I've watched you from the beginning to where you're at now. And one of these days we're going to get Katie up here. But anywho, if you have any, let's say the one or two top tips for anyone who is either trying to, thinking about, or wanting to, and haven't done it yet, either YouTube or reselling, what would be the tip you'd give them?
Tips on actually both of them. Be your own person. It's okay to take advice and learn from other people and take tidbits from everybody, but you don't need to walk in anybody else's footsteps. You don't need to take the exact same steps nobody else took. Be your own individual. Don't be afraid to make your own path. Also, in whatever you do, make sure you do your proper research and try to actually learn whatever you're doing. If it's YouTube, make sure you learn the actual YouTube analytics. If it's eBay or Amazon, make sure you understand reselling analytics. Reselling analytics is a real thing as well, no matter what platform you're on. Make sure that we're just not out here just doing stuff just to do it. That's in anything that you do. Make sure that you love one another. Make sure that you're out here blessing other people. Like, that is very important. If you're wondering why you are a reseller and your business is crappy, are you a crappy person? If you're a crappy person, guess what? Life has a way of dealing with crappy people in many other ways, and financially could be one of them. Are your sales slow all of a sudden? Were you mean to somebody? I'm just saying, like, all that plays a correlation. It's my advice. Isn't it going to be like I said, reselling YouTube? It's like the human person first. Like, my advice is get right with yourself, get right with your creator, get right with other people. Bless other people, guys. Like, man, I don't know why my business, again, I haven't listened in a month. Can't tell you why my business is doing so good. Probably because I try to make it my business to try to bless other people. And I'm a firm believer in that. I'm not trying to tell you out here to bless other people is just so you can get blessed. But that's part of life. No matter what you, again, don't know what you believe in, but when you put out good energy, the earth likes bringing you back good energy. So if you come in the YouTube game, please be real. Just be yourself. Don't feel like you need to fit in any crowd. Just be yourself. Do what you need to do to make it. If you have any questions about YouTube or anything like that analytically, please message me. I'm not an expert, but I can probably help you grow about 10 subscribers a day. And if you do the math to that, that's pretty decent in the long run. And that's what you want. As far as reselling, like I said, just make sure you're doing proper research. Research. Check sold comps, watch shipping, calculate everything before you even purchase that item. If you find an item, make sure that you calculate how much shipping could possibly be in your mind immediately, calculate those fees in your mind immediately, and then obviously add the price of what that purchase is going to be before you can even think about profits. Because a lot of us, we find items, we grab it, snatch it up, purchase it without even thinking about anything else after the fact. We immediately think of our immediate profit instead of the overall expenses. So yeah, I'm ranting, so I need to stop.
Well, that's okay, because I've seen a lot of videos where they'll come out and say, I made this much. Okay, you might have made that much, but how much of that is all your expenses, like your fees, your shipping, your fees from the different platforms you sell on? And you got to look at all that too, because that comes out of your profit. Tags
on
YouTube.
Tags. I love tags. People be like, tags don't matter.
Oh, yes, it does. Do you have a video on tags, Dante?
I mean, if we look at my phone, I'm editing one. Yeah, I got a bunch of videos coming out. I got like 2 videos coming. Well, one coming out today, one coming out tomorrow, and then I'll have a cooking video coming out this weekend.
What?
And I have my tags video. It's not even a tag video. It's more of a how to grow your channel video. Mm-hmm. And what's up with my hair? Yeah. So yeah,
it's one of those just woke up bed days.
Yeah,
bed hair. How do you call that?
Yeah, I had to say, I said, let me do something with my head. Put something on my head. Something. Literally had time.
Everyone, I'm going to go ahead and get right in the show. If you want to come on after the show, there's a link at the top. We can talk a little bit behind the scenes. If you have any final questions, go ahead and put those in the chat as well. Don't forget, I'm also looking for anyone who would like to be part of my new intro after I hit the 1K. In the reference to the let them have it with no problem, I got the dollars. I'm looking at redoing that for when I do hit 1K, and I want y'all to be a part of it. I already have a few people who sent me video clips. You can watch the video and or put in Frankie and Johnny commercials from New Orleans, Louisiana. And it comes out with a whole list of them. Watch them and see, and you can create whatever you want. Send me the clip and be as creative as you would like to be.
Oh, can I promote myself?
Yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah. Go for it.
First of all, go Tar Heels. Second of all, it's not pop, it's soda. And third of all, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode because my face was on it, and I don't know why y'all stayed that time. I don't know why. But thank you so much, Johnny, for even pre-offering to invite me on your show. Sorry I was 8 minutes late. I apologize about that as well. But guys, I do want to plug myself right now. I do have merch. If you like anything like Bless Some, I have some Bless Somebody Today t-shirts. It's not typical reseller merch. Y'all can go check that out in any one of my videos. I have a link. Actually, follow me on Instagram. That's what I'm gonna promote. Follow me on Instagram because I need more Instagram followers. I don't think I had a new Instagram follower in like 2 days. That's odd. Yeah, so go follow me on Instagram and then click the link in Instagram on my link tree, and then you can see everything Prison to Profit. You can find my merch and everything as well. I'm also having like a Prison to Profit convention where a bunch of resellers, YouTubers, and all of us will be getting together on October the 13th in Greenville, South Carolina. Tickets are $55 individually, or you can get 2 tickets for $85. They will be on sale up on the website coming up very shortly as well. So be staying tuned for that. And make sure y'all go follow Katie Reeds, my lovely significant other, my baby, my love, my life. Make sure you go follow Katie Reeds and check out our show that we do every Sunday on my channel, Prison to Profit, called A Couple of Entrepreneurs, where we just like talking about how to make money and just other randomness that may pop in our minds. And she has merch too. Don't forget to cop her merch. And now that my obligations are done, thanks for the coffee, babe.
I love it. All right, so if anybody wants to come in after the show, we will go ahead and talk behind the scenes. The link is at the top of the chat, so you're more than welcome to come in. Don't forget today at 3 p.m. Eastern, it is the Holla Dollar Money in Motion, where we will start the competition round today. Check the channel for the Facebook group page, where you can see the actual brackets of who will be competing against who to see who will move on to the next bracket. There's the link from the Facebook group. Check that out. And also don't forget tomorrow, the Hump Day auction every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern with myself, Miss Nancy from the Miss Ivy Vintage Market, and also Pittsburgh, which is Anthony, every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And of course, don't forget Tuesday, I have Miss two hip chicks, Dawn and Mary. Dawn is my co-host along with Victoria. See y'all out today at 3 p.m. on that. And don't forget, next week I will be headed. This weekend I'll be headed to Illinois to our lake house. So all broadcasts next week will be from the lake house. So I have some twist on the bingo Monday night. So definitely don't forget to check that out. Also, make sure before you leave, you hit the thumbs up because it's all free. Make sure your subscription for this channel is not in red because I'm only 49 away from 1K. And that's when the party will happen. I'm trying to get there for my birthday next month on the 16th of June. And if I do, it will be an all-day affair, probably almost every day of the week, of a party, and definitely that day, a party for my birthday in the 1K all day long.
Come on my show. We'll get you to 1K.
Okay. When is that going to be? The Sunday one?
Sunday at 2 o'clock. If you got time,
I'll be there. I'll be at the lake house, but yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Say no more.
Cool. Yeah. All right, everybody. So thank y'all so much. And as like I always say before, in each and every show, please remember, be kind to one another. Love always. Love is always free. Please be kind to one another until we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day. And until we meet again later, talk to you after the show with Dante.